This restorative yoga practice will be really beneficial for those of us who are already suffering from underlying respiratory conditions such as asthma, COPD, or even now with allergies. Right now we just can't catch a break because there's just a lot of stuff going on. So this restorative practice, again, will focus on opening up the front of the body, specifically working around this area, and then while also massaging the back of the body and the spine. Restorative yoga is a really nice way to connect back into your body. It can be really helpful if you're suffering from insomnia, if you're trying to kind of find things to do, but the mind is kind of going every which way. It's a really kind of nice way to bring yourself back into the present moment. So I would suggest having near you, if you do have them, a blanket or a towel, too, if you'd like, a supportive pillow. If you have yoga blocks, you're welcome to grab them. If not, there's always a way that we can adjust the practice, so don't worry about that. So we'll come into our practice. Restorative yoga is typically done about 5 to 10 minutes of posture. For the sake of the length of the video, we'll be doing each pose for about 3 minutes. So if anything feels really, really nice for you, please feel free to pause the video and enjoy the moment yourself. So first we'll focus on a breathing technique which includes a pause at the end of your exhales. A lot of times when we do breathing techniques, we kind of hold on the inhales and then release on the exhales. This one, again, it's a very gentle pause. We'll be doing just a few rounds together, and then feel free to come into it at your own pace, either during the video as you're doing maybe some of the postures or after the video. So when you're ready, finding a comfortable seat that works for you, something that you can keep your spine nice and tall, and you can sit up. You can even do this seated in a chair. When you're ready, closing the eyes, finding your natural breathing rhythm. Inhale, exhale. Pause here. Inhale, exhale. Pause after your full exhale. Inhale again. Exhale. Pause. Inhale. Exhale. Pause. So again, you can do that breathing technique at your own pace, making sure that you allow yourself plenty of time. You don't want to hold that pause too long. You want it to be comfortable for you, but the whole purpose is kind of deepening and opening up the respiratory system and your lung capacity. So we'll come into the practice. First, we'll start with a really nice way to open up the front body, which supports the spine as well. I suggest taking a blanket or a towel, anything that's nice and firm for you, anything that feels comfortable. And we'll be rolling that up like a thick burrito. So the nice thing about using a blanket or a towel is if the roll is too thick, you can always unroll it a little bit. We'll be starting at the top here. And if you need an extra support underneath the head, please feel free to grab a pillow or another blanket underneath the head. Coming to place the blanket just at the upper part of the body around the area of the shoulder blades, and then the head and neck relax back. If the head is not supported or you feel that the cervical spine's crunching too much, again, take a blanket or some kind of support underneath the head. We'll start the clock here, about 2 minutes as we make our way down the spine, starting here first. So you can straighten out the legs. You can bend the knees. You can even butterfly the knees outward. Whatever feels good for you. Arms either out to your side, or you can explore rising the arms up and back beyond the head. And really tune in physically to the expansion here of the chest, of the shoulders, of the pectoral muscles, of the throat. Maybe really tuning into the movement of the lungs and chest floating up and down. And again, please feel free to stay here longer if you wish. When you're ready to come out, inhale, exhale. Begin to bend the knees and start to shimmy the blanket down to your lower back, around this area of where kind of the kidneys are, as well as, move that microphone, as well as the adrenal glands. And the adrenals kind of sit just atop the kidneys. So once you send that roll there, you may right away kind of feel this edginess or kind of sensitivity, maybe a little tender. So if you need to, unravel the roll a little bit. And we'll start here. So what's nice is keeping the knees bent and then exploring as you rock the knees side to side, noticing if it gets even a little more tender on each side. A lot of times in class, we tend to kind of make those sounds or maybe a little bit of moaning because the adrenals are overworked, especially around times of high stress and anxiety. So you can keep with the rocking, you can come to stillness, and again, you can even extend the legs straight out and down. Restorative yoga is meant to be comfortable and invite in relaxation. So if at any point in the practice you don't feel those things, adjust your practice to what feels better for you. Only you know your body. Again, if you'd like to stay here longer, please pause the video. And when you're ready, begin to bend the knees if they were straight, and slowly begin to lift the lower back off of the roll to send the roll now down to your sacrum, down to that kind of bony part, if you can feel into it, of the spine. And again, here you can keep the knees bent. You can butterfly the legs out. If you explore straightening the legs, just be mindful it becomes a little deeper of a back bend, so you may want to move slowly with one leg and then the other. If that's too much pinching on the lower back, keep the knees bent. As you can see here from the video, if you're looking at the video or you just kind of tune in and feel your body, there's a really nice gentle arch here of the back and the spine and the legs, just really tuning into that support. You can send the knees, the feet a little wider and even draw the knees in together. That's a nice release of the lower back. The beauty of yoga is all the postures are endless, especially with restorative, where we have the freedom to make the practice ours and allow ourselves to feel good and comfortable. Again, if you'd like to stay here longer, please do so. When you're ready, begin to bend the knees. Gently lift the hips off of the roll. Take the blanket away. Stretch and move in any way that feels good for you. Take your time to gently roll to your side. Press yourselves up just for a moment. So next we'll be coming to open up the side body, which can really help with kind of each area of the lungs as well. So the prop you'll be needing is you can use, again, your rolled up blanket, even a little thicker if you'd like, or you can use a really nice firm pillow. Maybe have one of those body pillows at home. And I would suggest taking another kind of support underneath for the head. So meaning that when you do come to lie down, you maybe have another blanket or even a pillow since you're at home. So we'll start here on the right hip. Now when you come to lie down, you're sending this pillow just underneath the rib cage. So your hip is still down. And then when you come down, almost like you're lying sideways, as if you lie on your side when you go to sleep. If you have to adjust, you can send yourself up a little higher. You can cradle the head in the bicep. You can keep the knees bent. You can even maybe send something in between the knees, if that feels better for you. You can stay up a little higher. So just kind of play with what feels more comfortable for you. Again, we're looking for relaxation, so that we can fully be present and get the most out of the stretch itself. We'll begin now. If you're trying to find out what to do with that opposite arm, that left arm, you can rise it up and beyond the head. You can rest it at your side. You can even send it behind you, maybe take hold of your waistline. If you'd like to stay longer, please feel free to do so. And when you're ready, slowly making your way up. And taking your time to shift over to the left side or the opposite side, wherever you were working. When you're ready, slowly letting the rib cage relax on the pillow or the blanket, support the head, any arm position that feels right for you. Slowly beginning to make your way out. Take your time to stretch and move in any way that feels good for you. Next, we'll come into a supported bound angle pose. So here, if you do have some kind of support yoga blocks at home or anything that you need to keep elevated, and I'll just kind of show you what I mean by that. Elevated as in when you do come to lie down, if you tend to get a tickle in the throat or you cough a lot, this kind of little yogi couch, we call it, is really nice and supportive. So you can work here, you keep your buttocks on the floor, and the whole spine rests here on the bolster. It's really nice. You can butterfly the legs out. You can straighten the legs out, maybe with something underneath the knees. And you can work here. If you'd like, another option is taking a pillow or again another blanket, rolling it up, and then taking that to hug into the sacrum. And you come to lie down on the pillow or that blanket there. I like to use a blanket over the feet just because my extremities tend to get a little cold. So again, this is a really nice support. If you don't have a microphone, take that away. And here again, bound angle is when we kind of butterfly the legs out. So if that doesn't feel right for you, you can straighten out the legs. And when you're ready, making your way in. And as we come to rest, in our final pose, you'll be taking, again, either a pillow or a blanket underneath the knees. Really nice support for the lower back. If you'd like, maybe taking a blanket as a pillow underneath the neck, or you can roll up the blanket, probably a little skinnier if you'd like to unravel it a little bit, and place the blanket underneath the arch of your neck. Open up the throat a little bit. Oh, yeah. So again, when we start to experience some of these really nice postures, it's just a nice reminder to breathe, let it out, and just remind yourself that you're enjoying something. Take a few deep breaths. Again, bring your focus back to the front of the body, the chest, behind the body, the back body, the lungs. The expansion of the throat. Maybe the arms spread a little wider with the palms facing up. Reminding ourselves that it's okay to slow down, and right now, with everything that's going on, we're almost forced or invited to slow down. To make some time for ourselves throughout our day, whether you're alone or you're living with family members. Reminding ourselves that even 20 minutes of some restful yoga, some maybe restorative yoga, if that's in your practice, just about 20 minutes of that a day is just really healing for the body, for the mind, for our whole selves. And again, you can stay here as long as you like. Whenever you're ready, wiggling fingers and toes. Stretch and move in any way that feels good for you. And taking your time to make your way up. Finding your seat. Closing the eyes once more. Knowing that you can approach this restorative practice whenever you're feeling maybe a little low energy or looking to bring a little more vitality into the upper body and respiratory system. Thank you all for joining in. Peace. Namaste.